Baseline funky, got you begging for more. Filtered beats, yeah, they shimmer and shine. Retro love on repeat, it's a moment. I turn it, burn it, all through the night. Awake jazz in my step, funk in my soul. Parisian nights make the heart feel whole. Clicking the floor, fellas tip hats, diamonds asking for more. A filtered rhythm, disco on repeat. Oh yeah, brass and bass make your hips compete. Flip it, dip it, the bass line's tight. Turn it, burn it, all through the night. Oh wait, jazz in my step, funk in my soul. Parisian nights make the heart feel whole. Shake it, break it to that retro beat. Flourish and chic, feel the heat on repeat. Flip it, dip it, the bass line's tight. Turn it, burn it, all through the night. A weak jazz in my step, funk in my soul.
All right. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I am your host, the Incredible Sulk, and I hope you guys are having a good, fantastic, somewhat okay night. Holding it together as best you can. That's all you can really ask. How you guys doing? It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday. The month is over. The week's almost over. And then we got another month. And then maybe another year. And then who knows? The apocalypse. You know. The planet doused in fire. Jesus returns. I don't know. These are all possibilities. But I'm not going to worry about any of that tonight. Nope. It's not on my agenda. Tonight we're doing race baiting stuff. We're going to be talking about the... What was the guy who got stabbed? I know. I'm like, what are we talking? That's how much I prepare, right? I know the guy we're supposed to be talking about. I just forgot his name. Anyways, you guys will understand, right? The guy that stabbed the kid in Texas, right? I'm sure you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But we're gonna be doing one of my favorite creators, the kind that talks like this. I find his work enjoyable, and I can work off of it pretty well. So that's what we're going to do. I hope you guys are prepared. So thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, get comfy, get cozy, get a nice bottle of vermouth. Who drinks vermouth like a psychopath? Like a psychopath would drink straight vermouth. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Vermouth is terrible. But you do you. If you're working, keep working. Thank you for having me in your ears. Remember, do not keep me on speaker. If you're in your car, drive safely, wear a seatbelt. I would appreciate that very much. You need to get home. All right? That's important. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is the Sulk stream, and this is called the New Race War. Enjoy.
Under attack.
Right. Lesbo priest. I'm going to start this right over. Lesbo priest.
I'm a pastor. Of course, I believe that all lives matter.
Pastor, whatever. I don't know the difference. I don't know the difference between like a pastor and a priest and a deacon and a bishop and any of those other chess pieces. I would not go to her church though, because I feel like she would have bad ideas. I feel like she would give bad sermons, and it would just be a lot of lecturing and nagging. I feel like if I were to go to this church, I feel like I would be getting nagged at. constantly. So I doubt she's making very much money. And churches do make money. They have to make money just to be able to exist, right? They just have to. They absolutely have to. But I bet hers doesn't make anything. Unless it's getting funded by some sort of weird, shady organization that might be run by Satan himself. I could believe that. I could believe that 100%.
But right now, black lives are the ones under attack.
Right. All lives matter.
Fat Girl says Bishop is an android good at finger fillet. 5-finger fillet. No, that's Aliens. That's a movie, but good reference.
But the black ones matter more. Not Asian lives, Mexican lives, Indian lives, Middle Eastern lives, or white lives.
Oh, yes. I feel like the Bible is just an idea to her. I mean, yeah, probably. Like, it's pretty clear about not being too stoked about the homosexual thing, and she is raring to be. I mean, you can't get more homosexual than that. And she's like not the good kind of lesbian. She's the worthless type of lesbian. She's not like, oh, you're kind of weird and like you'll do stuff and I get to watch. No, she's the kind of lesbian who like fucking drives a Subaru and has a Great Dane and like tries to pick fights at bars because she thought some dude like looked at her girl, which no way. Yeah. And then she's a problem. That's a problem lesbian right there. But oh, look, she's a pastor or a bishop or a priest or whatever. So that's good. I don't understand this. It has to be a psyop. It has to be some sort of organization that like turns people into whatever that is and then says, hey, you need to go and be like priests and stuff because we're infiltrating. That's exactly what this is. That's an infiltration. Is she Catholic? What exact dominant denomination is she? Is she Protestant? I feel like I can make a gay joke, but I don't have anything. I have nothing. Like, I've got nothing. Nothing.
None of those have a more important struggle than the black
it.
one. Is anyone tired of this yet? Is anyone tired of the female pastor with the LGBTQ sash and her openly racist tier of which race matters the most?
Look, I don't care about being racist. Be racist all you want, right? Just don't be gay. Or black. Those are the only rules I have. Really? I mean, Hispanic is, but like, those are the two main rules.
People actually are, especially when it comes to BLM, because some of the most outspoken people against Black Lives Matter right now are actually black.
Are they still doing BLM? Is that still a thing? Is Black Lives Matter, is that still an organization? Because I thought that was like, I thought people understood that was a scam. Like, the entire thing was a scam, and it was just to make a few certain people very, very rich. Is it still running? Is it still raking in money? Do they have to kill more black people? Like, because they're going to lose interest, right? People are going to lose interest in this Black Lives Matter. They're going to stop raking in cash, right? What was the last black guy that the I Can't Breathe one? Was that it? They're going to have to kill another black guy. If they want to continue making profit and being successful and like buying buses and mansions and stuff like that, they're going to have to sacrifice a few, right? And this isn't me being racist or anything. This is just me having good business sense. All right. I'm not a hitman, but I'm sure there's hitman out there willing to dress like a cop and then ice a couple black people. And then Black Lives Matter is up and rolling once again. It's not the 90s anymore. It's very difficult to catch cops beating up a Rodney King type of character who ended up at the bottom of a pool anyway. Right? Just like that one guy from Family Matters? I don't know. Ghetto lobsters, we call them. Because they end up in the bottom of pools. Just hanging out at the bottom. like a lobster.
people.
BLM is a scam. It was literally a scam. They had bought mansions and
Now, BLM
In the ghetto. George Floyd. There you go.
didn't start with this, but they are probably the most famous
This was the guy on Family Matters, right? Pretty sure. Am I wrong?
right now for defending George Floyd and causing massive riots over a guy who was about to drive while intoxicated on fentanyl.
I don't know if you know this, John, but people are retarded. I did know that. Of course, they still support BLM. Oh, no. God, dude. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing about living in, like, the 2025s. It's not just the 2020s. It's the mid to late 2020s. Nothing's real. Nothing's real. Yes, there could be some outspoken support for BLM on the internet, but that could just be an army of bots. And both sides think this about the other side. Everyone agrees with them, and then the other side is just an army of bots. But it might be an army of bots on both sides just trying to rile people up. And maybe 2%, fucking 2% of fucking Twitter is real, or just the internet in general. It's 98% bots. I would not be surprised about that. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. It's just a bunch of Chinese bot farms with racks full of iPhones or whatever, Samsung. It doesn't really matter. And it's just spewing hate speech, and the other side is spewing being gay. Just being, that's it. Which I determined to be a type of hate speech, because I hate that speech. You know, you don't get to say what hate speech is, right? Hate speech to me is just being gay. So there, that's my hate speech.
No, if you actually watch the arrest video,
Dead
which it
internet
seems like
theory, yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing.
nobody who supports BLM did. He is very obviously on drugs and could have easily fallen asleep at the wheel.
I'm thinking of Theo from the Cosby Show. Yeah, I Can't Breathe. Yeah, the Cosby Show. I'm pretty sure.
And plowed his car into multiple people.
Created a time machine or something in his garage, and then came out as like the cool version of him that could breathe. Right?
Importantly, none of the drama would have even happened if he wasn't very actively resisting.
Christian says more like gay internet theory. That shit ain't a theory. The internet is a gay place. It is the gayest place. I mean, like, it's not really a place. It is I don't know what to describe the internet as, but it's an evil, dark place. Okay? And yeah, it's pretty fucking gay. And yes, I'm on there every single day. It's like part of my job.
in the face of cops
to interact with all this gayness. And just call it gay. Right? I don't know. I mean, it's not really a job. It's more of a hobby.
Trying to accommodate him.
It's just what I do.
Take it from me, please.
Yes,
Remember my name. Stay
I
with me,
will.
man.
I will.
Please stay with me, man. Thank you.
Listen.
Dang, man.
So was Bernie Madoff here? Was he retarded or something? This is legit. Like, yeah, he was on drugs and stuff, but was he like? Did he have like the mind of a child? Like, and not just. Look, I know a lot of them aren't clever by any mean, but was he? Did he get enough air at birth? Like, did he have the IQ of like a very small child? Because he kind of seems like that. He kind of seemed retarded. And I'm not saying we shouldn't execute the retarded. Not saying that.
I'm not that kind of guy.
I'll roll the windows down if you like it.
Not saying that at all.
So because of the relentless false narratives, open and belligerent racism against white people, and the physical damage from riots that's been done to many different communities, more and more people are starting to reject all of the race baiting that traditionally has worked very well.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, I feel like whenever there's something like this that goes on, and there's like a black riot, what they're saying is like, we're going to burn your shit down. You know, all the stuff you built and like try to keep clean and like, you know, put electricity in and like paid a mortgage on, we're going to burn all that shit down. And like, what are white people going to do to retaliate? go and burn our own shit down? Because, I mean, what do black people have that we can destroy? What? What is the projects don't technically belong to them, right? Again, white people built those just to keep them in there, just to keep them somewhere so they're not just baking in the sun. What are you going to do? What more are you going to take from these people? They have nothing. They have no sort of like organization or anything like that. I mean, they have organizations. It's not really run by them, though. It's not.
And proof of this comes in the form of an
Hey,
event
Hog
that
Dog.
BLM and other
How's the plane flying? Is it good? Good to see you.
forces are trying to turn into a race war, which brings us to a track meet in Frisco.
Sterilize them all with sledgehammers? That is wow. That's going pretty far. I'm not saying do that. Not saying do that at all. I'm just saying, why can't we just step away and just be like, you know what, you guys do you. You guys do you. There's no going to be no food stamps or nothing like that. We're not going to, no. Just, no. Of course, everyone would shout racist. Good, please. I mean, I'm okay with that. It's okay. I don't mind being called racist. Because I am.
Frisco, Texas on Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. A 17-year-old high school
But when we step away, they follow. I mean, so we build fucking fences. What do we do? Is ship them? Dude, just put them in a state. Pick a state, right? California seems to love them. Ship them all to California. California is a beautiful state, and it's like an economic powerhouse. And just be like, yo, you can all live in California. And just leave the rest of the country out of it. And Californians would be like, yeah, we're not racist like the rest of you Americans. And then they would just get all shipped out. And then we just build a fence around it, right? Let's build a fence around it. It'd probably be fine. We wait a few months, and then after everyone starves to death, then we can move in. We have California back, right? We have nice fences, too.
school student named Carmelo Anthony stabbed and killed another 17.
It's like 28 weeks later, 28 days later, when he's like stumbling out of the hospital, and then London's empty. It'd be a lot like that. There'd be a lot more graffiti and skeletons around. Skeletons.
Year old named Austin Metcalf. After this happened, a gift
Send them to Canada and just have them duke it out with the Indians. Is there any actual Canadians left? There can't be many. I feel like there's not many. It's just Indians up there, just pooping where they stand. And then you send in an army of black people. They're not going to get along. I'm going to tell you right now, they are not going to get along. I know this for a fact. The Indians do not like the blacks, and the blacks hate the Indians. All right? So it'll be fun. It'd be something to watch. Sure, we can put it on national TV. Just put it on the internet. We don't have to put it on national TV. What am I, a fucking boomer?
Send Go fundraiser was made to help with Carmelo's legal defense.
Sulk 2028. Yeah, I'm running for office. I don't know what office. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what office I'm going to be running for. I mean, have you seen my platform? It's not going to be widely accepted.
And it raised hundreds of thousands of...
It doesn't, it's not... A lot of people are going to have a lot of problems with it. A lot of issues. And I understand that. I do. But, Sulk 2028. I'm still running. If you guys want to, I'm with him or something like that. We need to figure out a slogan. I don't have a slogan yet.
...of dollars with supporters of Carmelo and BLM activists not only saying a bunch of...
Even the Nogs hate the Indians. Black people hate everybody. If you guys don't know this or haven't noticed this, black people hate everyone. Like, look, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Some of them don't. But the vast majority of them hate everyone, including other black people, right? Have you ever seen a black person get rich? They don't live in black neighborhoods anymore. They leave. They leave immediately right into the white neighborhoods with the gates and the fences and the guards and everything like that. Black people do not like the Chinese. They don't like the Indians. They don't like the Koreans. Fucking hate them. I mean, the Koreans, there's a long history. I mean, the rooftops and everything. Yeah. People do not get along with black people, including black people. That's my messenger.
Of racist shit and approving of the murder, but also saying that Carmelo is innocent of wrongdoing because the stabbing was self-defense. Now, I agree that everyone deserves their day in court, and Carmelo deserves due process. However, after reading the police report...
Send them to Mexico? Mexico doesn't even want the Mexicans back. There's Mexican citizens in the United States, and Mexico is actively fighting not to take back their citizens. So how are we going to take technically American citizens, because all these black people, because if you're born here, you're a citizen, right? That's a stupid rule. I get that. That's a dumb rule, but that's the rule we have. So all these black people that are American citizens, how do you think we're going to get them to accept all that? What are we just going to invade like they did to us? Ooh. I mean, yeah. Just start shipping them in and just be like, yeah, well, they're your problem now. Right? To like Cabo San Lucas. Like real south. Like on the Yucatan, right? So they would have quite a walk back. But again, fences, and we could put alligators in the Rio Grande. Are there alligators in the Rio Grande? No, I don't think so. We should put alligators in them.
The likelihood that this will qualify as self-defense in court is almost zero. I'll be adding some extra context to the report, but here it is. There was a light drizzle outside during the track meet, and the officer reported that Carmelo was under a tent that was designated...
What is the Korean word NGA? What is that? Is there an actual Korean word for it? I mean, I know there is, but I just don't know what that means. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'll ask Frozen.
...for a different school. Because of that, Austin Metcalf, the victim, and his brother Hunter Metcalf asked Carmelo to leave. Carmelo refused to leave and responded by saying, "Touch me.
I'm black."
And see what happens.
And then he stabbed him. I mean, this looks like a person that would stab somebody. And not just because he's black. Because, look, I know what you're thinking, right? Of course he looks like somebody that would stab someone. He's black. Yes. That is, but on top of that, I have seen black people that don't look like they're going to automatically stab you. This dude looks like he's going to fucking stab you. You know, there are other, like, more elderly black people. There's black women, although a lot of them look like they're going to stab you too. And we've all seen the body cams. We've all seen the body cams of them flying through the air with the hair flying and stuff, and they got the knives and stuff like that, like Assassin's Creed. Athletic. Amazingly athletic. But yeah, that's why we have tasers.
Continuing to refuse to leave, at some point Carmelo is pushed by the victim, Austin, and then he follows up by saying, "Punch me and see what happens." Last, Carmelo stabs Austin Metcalf, runs away, and ditches the murder weapon.
Runs away. So if it's self-defense, you don't typically do that. If it's self-defense, you don't... Okay. In self-defense... You don't run, typically you don't run away, right? But there are certain situations where if you're being like pursued by a mob, which he obviously wasn't, you can run away and that's acceptable. But then you don't like wipe clean the blade and throw it in a river or anything like that and then hide. No, you call the police and being like, I'm being pursued by an angry mob of white supremacists. No. You knew you did something wrong. You killed somebody. You killed a kid. And, yeah, I mean, you're going to get the rope. You're going to get ye old rope treatment. Sorry about that.
Now, there are a couple of different versions of the story with slight alterations, so I'll let Austin's brother, Hunter, who was standing right next to him, say what happened.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid.
You know, I think he did it. It was some sort of Highlander situation where there could be only one. And he put himself in blackface. And then he chimped out and then he stabbed someone. And then he blamed this innocent black guy. That, you know, when a black guy gets blamed for a murder, they naturally run. and then throw the evidence. Yeah, even when they're completely innocent.
Before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and
He asked them to move.
talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. And I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw.
So to argue for self-defense in Texas, your life has to be in immediate danger.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure the court hearing is still going on, right? That whole court thing is still going on. I'm sure it is, but he doesn't have a chance. He has no legal leg to stand on. He's going to fry, and maybe he's not going to like get the death sentence, but he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison, or maybe not. Who knows? The justice system in this country is fried, dude. It is an absolute joke. Other people joke about it. I joke about it. The justice system in this country is, well, it's a lot like the government. It's just infiltrated and it's useless. You know, there's nothing you can really do about that. So maybe he'll walk. I have no idea. Like, OJ walked with a mountain of evidence against him. With an absolute mountain of evidence against him, OJ walked. So this kid walking wouldn't really surprise me. However, I don't think it'll be a good life, right? But what's he gonna do? Get a job? No, he's not gonna get a job. No. I just cannot see him being. Oh, look. I know he's not innocent. That was cold-blooded murder. He went there to start a problem and then he stabbed a kid to death, right? This is a very clear-cut case of him just chimping out and stabbing somebody, right? This is a crime. You should spend the rest of your life in prison. And then the outpouring of money and all that. However, that does not mean that he is going to be found guilty. And that's unfortunate. That's a bummer because we can't trust our justice system in this country. Not by a long shot. Not anymore. Not for a while. Not as long as I can remember. When OJ got cut loose, I was a little kid. What was that, 94? I was just a kid. I didn't even understand what was going on. But, yep. I could see it happening again. Will there be like a vigilante mob go after him and like, drag him behind a truck and then throw a noose over a tree limb and like have a burning cross with a bunch of white hoods? Probably not. I mean, if it were to go that far, I mean, that would be a sea change, wouldn't it? That would be a change in the tide. That would be like, okay, now it's starting to get real. Now it's starting to get, people have fucking had it. People have they're fatigued. That is some serious fatigue, right? People can only put up with it for so long, right? And these people get so much in EBT, thousands and thousands of dollars a month, just so they can pop out more criminals to stab their little white kids. It can't go on forever. It really can't. People are going to get absolutely fucking sick and tired of it. Is that going to be soon? I don't know. I thought it was going to be soon 20 years ago, but it wasn't. I was still pretty young 20 years ago.
Now, the BLM types will point out that the two Metcalf brothers were quite a bit larger than Carmelo, and that's why his life was in danger.
Fat Garrel says these kids' dad totally pussed out from what I recall, refusing to condemn that. Dude, what do they have on the dad? Because I'm like, what do they have on that dad? Because he folded like a fucking lawn chair. Like, what do they have on you for you to fold like that? To absolutely embarrass yourself and your family line like that? Because, like, no man is ever going to have an ounce of respect for you ever again. Ever, as long as you live, you will never, no one's going to look you in the eye. No one's going to shake your hand. Every time anybody with an actual nutsack passes you, hopefully they're going to spit on you, right? Because you're all like, oh, I don't care that black kid stabbed my kid to death. Really? Fucking really? Are you kidding? If that happened to my kid, you know what I would do? I can't say that. I can't say what I would do because it would be very incriminating. And if it does happen, there's a plan. I'm just saying. And it's not fucking just bend over and grab my ankles and lube myself up so it doesn't hurt as much. You know? Oh, let me bite down on this leather. Come on in, fellas. Come on in. No. No. You get even. It's true. You fucking get vengeance. All right? And that's perfectly acceptable. Fine. Put me in jail for the rest of my life. I'm going to make this right. That's exactly what I would do. That's the only thing there is to do. Not be like, oh, it's okay. I don't want to start a race war. No respect at all. No respect at all. And I hope your wife never touches your dick again. There would be no reason to. Like there's no way she's turned on by you. Ever again. Let me tell you a story about a gentleman called Gary Plausch. Now, back in 1980 something, I believe it was, Gary Plausch's son was molested by a pedophile, right? And on the way to this as this pedophile was in protective custody to go to his day in court, Gary Plausch was in the airport. He knew when the plane was landing and all that, and he was on the phone, and as he walked by, in front of news cameras, he turned around and he splattered this guy's brains all over that terminal. And he's celebrated as a hero. You know who's not going to be celebrated as a hero? Austin Metcalf's fucking limp-wristed pussy of a dad. Nope. No, sir. No, sir. He will be in the bottom depths of hell. And even before that, as he lives out the rest of his life, I hope he fucking gets spit on and things thrown at him as often as possible. I wouldn't leave my house just for the fear of retribution for just being such a spineless cuck. You know what I mean? Yeah, you do.
However, this happened in broad daylight, and a ton
Based
of people
Gary. Based as fuck Gary. Because I'm like, of course that's what you're going to do. Of course that's what you're going to do. Oh, I know what time his plane is landing. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and make a fake phone call here. Yes. Oh, problem solved. How about that? Fine, take me to prison. I don't give a fuck. You know what they're going to do when I get to prison and they're going to be like, what are you in for? Oh, yeah, so this guy molested my son, so I blew his brains out. They're going to be like, okay, all right, that's all right. All right, you're cool. That's cool. That's a very cool thing to do. I know vengeance isn't the most godly thing in the world. I understand that. Or is it? I'm just saying, right? Like, I understand forgiveness is important, but that doesn't mean you can't take vengeance, right? Am I getting this completely wrong? Or is it wrong for me to be mad at Austin Metcalf's dad for being such a spineless worm? Right? You can forgive all you want, but do that after you blow his brains out. Afterwards. And then you can ask God for forgiveness and stuff. And I'm sure he'll mull it over. And I bet dollars to donuts he'll understand. You know? Because what did people do to his son? You know? I'm just saying. it's complicated. But just bending over and being like, yeah, no, please kill my other one. It's all off balance now, right? It's all off balance. I have two sons, right? They look exactly the same. You didn't get the other one. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? What are you doing? God damn. I couldn't live with myself. I couldn't live with. I love my sons. Do you not? Do you not? Did you not spend your time like raising them and like feeding them spaghetti and stuff like that and playing video games and throwing them balls and stuff like that? And then you get home and they giggle and they run up to you, daddy, daddy, dad. And some fucking asshole stabs them to death and you're like, well, it's not that big of a deal. It's not? Are you kidding me? Are you broken? What do they have on you? What do they have on you? Because I cannot believe that somebody would be so absolutely spineless just to fucking take it in the ass like that. What'd you do? What'd you do, Mr. Metcalf? What'd you do? Were you in some sort of blinding debt? Did you fiddle some kid or something like that? And they had video of that. And they're all like, yeah, you better fucking couch out a fucking BLM or else we're going to release this. Is it something like that? Right? Because it would have to be something bad for you just to fucking shrivel up like that. I'm mad about it. I honestly am. I am pretty upset about that. And, you know, we don't even have to put race in it at all. We don't. There's no need for me to be angry just because of the racial issue, right? And trust me, the racial issue is there, and it's apparent, and it is real, okay? But that is not what I'm angry about with the old Mr. Metcalf. I am angry about an entire other set of circumstances, and I'm extremely suspicious
around, and the Metcalf brothers showed no intent of using heavy or lethal force.
It's not vengeance, it's justice. That's a fair point. That's a very fair point.
Never a punch even thrown. So I don't care. There was never a phone broken. We've never had contact with this individual ever.
Not only that, but let's bring up that stat.
Yeah, dude. Neither do like fucking store clerks or like just random people on the street. Or just like, you know, a little kid riding his bike in the middle of the day and some fucking black asshole comes out and blows his brains out for whatever fucking reason, right? This shit happens all the goddamn time, right? And people are right time after time when they're like, we don't have to live like this. And I hear it all the goddamn time, over and over. Is it only rich people that are allowed to live in their little cloistered little fucking things? You know, well, we have fences. We're not racist. Our security guard's black. Meanwhile, outside, just outside, there is an absolute war going on. A war going on. And they're just like, well, not for us. Blah, blah, blah. I don't see how people... Well, I could relate to this to the boomers. I really could. I don't want to, but I could. I might do that because, you know, back when they were young, back when they were growing up, you know, they didn't have to worry. They used to hitchhike everywhere and not fucking really worry about it all that much, right? There was really no bad part of town. The bad part of town was, you know, maybe by the docks, there was like a little way out there, right? But now the cities are overrun and you can't even go downtown without being scared for your life. That is not how you run a society. That is not at all how you run a society. We don't deserve this. Just because we were born in whatever year, 80s, 90s, 70s for some of us, that does not make it okay for us not to be able to live in a decent society. Why can't we be entitled to that too? Why is it only you guys now with your millions of dollars who's never even fucking had to deal with that? Right? but then you fucking thrust it upon us and call us racist when we complain about it. Fine, I'll be racist. I don't like it when people get stabbed to death for no reason. I don't like it when children get their brains blown out in the middle of a fucking cul-de-sac in broad daylight. I don't like that. Boo-hoo! No! Fucking seriously. At one point, where are you just gonna be like, fine. A lot of this goes back to like letting women vote because they're just so easily manipulated, and they are caring souls, right? They are empathetic beings, right? And so they don't want people to be downtrodden or you know, made less than or have any sort of strife in the world. But at the same time, they're voting to let felons out onto the street. They're all like, why is there so much crime? A girl can't even walk down the street without getting, forcibly sexed and murdered. It must be men's fault. Oh, it just must be men's fault. That's just men for you. Is it? Is it? Are you sure? There's nothing else going on? Really? Okay. Whatever. Dumb as a stump. I swear to God. Like, most people that vote are dumb as a stump. And like a lot of people have said voting is a bad idea. Aristotle said that. Or I think one of those guys. It is a bad idea. It's mob rule. It's a bad idea. Most people are fucking stupid. And especially, you let the dumber half of society vote? What do you think's going to happen? They knew exactly what was going to happen. They knew exactly what was going to happen. Like, don't even tell me this wasn't in the works for decades, perhaps centuries. Don't tell me that. And I know it sounds like I'm just some crazy conspiracy theorist. Fine. Good. I am crazy. I am crazy. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I'm more fatigued than I know what to do with. I don't, and it's not like I have to deal with it. I don't live in the ghetto. I live very far away outside of town in a nice little beachside village, right? There's a 90% white. Something like that. But trust me, I've been around. I've traveled all over this planet. I've been to places that are 98% black. I've been to Belize City. Have you? It is a nightmare. It is an utter human nightmare. Dead bodies in the street. Fucking condoms flicked against windows. It is a nightmare. You don't want that here. Nobody wants that here. I feel a lot of the people that are anti-racist against all this shit. Oh, you're just a bigot and stuff like that. Okay, well, let me take you to Haiti. Let me take you to Haiti, and you're gonna live there for, let's say, a year. Not in the resorts. Not in the Conan O'Brien resorts with armed guards surrounding you, and you get little coconut drinks and be like, oh, what a lovely jewel of a country. Oh, it's beautiful here. Meanwhile, fucking a bunch of black guards with MP9s standing around you that are actually getting paid and actually get to feed their family something besides dirt cookies that night. No, you go in the rest of the place. You go in the hard areas. And tell me you want that here. You tell me you want that here. I bet you won't. I guarantee you won't.
Statute again. In the law, it says that if you provoke the person who you used lethal force against, which Carmelo reportedly did, then you can't claim it's self-defense. So in my amateur internet lawyer opinion, Carmelo is screwed. You don't get to stab someone because they picked up your bag and pushed you after you asked them to put hands on you. I mean, if someone got stabbed every time a kid was pushed when I was in school, then at least half the student population wouldn't have lived to see graduation.
Doesn't make
This is a fact. And you shouldn't, I mean, like, you shouldn't lay hands on somebody. You should not lay hands on somebody. As soon as you lay hands on somebody, you should consider your life forfeit. But that's rules for an adult, right? That's not exactly rules for a child. But, you know, they're in a middle ground. But, I mean, you bring a weapon to a place where you're not supposed to be. And you know the rules, and you know people are going to ask you to move. Politely! Politely. Was the N-word dropped once? Was it? No, I doubt it was. It should have been, and it should be a lot more. I burped. It should be a lot more. Even in a single city, the blacker an area gets, the worse it gets. Not because of racism, but because of genetics. Culture is genetic. Culture is genetic, right? Culture is a manifestation of IQ. That's what it is. It is a congruence of IQ and history. That's what culture is. There's really no changing that. You can actively try to change a culture, but I mean, there's still that large IQ component where you're not going to be able to change much about it unless you take up like CRISPR gene editing and actually start doing some playing God, let's say. But at that point, it doesn't matter. Because you're just changing people, right? I mean, if you're going to change people from what they are, you might as well eradicate them wholly, right? If you're going to change what a people are from the ground up, you might as well just exterminate them if they're that much of a problem, because essentially that is what you are doing. If you're changing somebody using genetic modification, you are saying, I don't like you the way you are. I want you the way I am. I don't see how that's diversity, right? I also don't see how diversity is everything but white people. That's not diversity at all. And I know this is a dead horse, and I don't want to beat it any further. But can we stop using words like diversity? And start using words like the N-word. I know I can't say it on YouTube because I have to censor myself, right? If I want to talk, I have to censor myself. This Orwellian bullshit, right? I fucking hate it. It really makes me sick to my own stomach, but you got to do what you got to do. But there's ways of getting around it. I'm trying to explain a message, right? The exact vernacular is not all that important. Anyways, let's see what this ugly bitch has to say.
make any sense. I mean, that's just because the kid was mad, my son is not here anymore.
Mad? Mad! Mad. Just because a kid was mad. Is that it? Is that... Because, like, I get mad all the time. I don't stab someone to death. Never done that once. I've been mad a lot. I'm mad right now. I'm not stabbing anybody. I have the ability to do so. There's weapons around. I reiterate this point, right? There's a thing called self-control. It comes from the frontal cortex, right? Which suspiciously might be lacking in certain races on this planet. Mad has nothing to do with any of that. An emotion has nothing to do with any of that. This is a self-control issue. It could be an IQ issue as well. It's kind of a gray area or a lack of gray matter area.
And I don't understand it.
This bitch has a small mind, or are they fucking just walking on shells? They walking on eggshells because, I don't know, maybe Mr. Metcalf was in a lot of debt. Maybe Mr. Metcalf was in an insane amount of debt, or maybe he wanted his mortgage to be gone. And some people came to him, maybe the bank came to him and were like, hey, you want that mortgage to go away? And he was all like, yeah. What, you think that's impossible? I don't think that's impossible at all. Especially if the money's tight these days. Money really is tight. And not everyone's a fucking angel. Not everyone's a fucking saint. So if some guy, you're having money woes or something like that. And honestly, that is like the least problematic. It could be something much darker. If he's having money woes and the bank just comes and be like, yo, this can all go away if you just, calm everybody down. I'm sure they said it real gingerly. They broached the subject tenderly. And we're like, we don't want you to do it. Just, calm people down and be like, yeah, you forgive them and stuff like that. And then your hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt disappear. I'm not saying this is what happened, but it's very suspicious to me. It is something I would never do. And I feel like it's something that everybody in this chat and everybody watching this show would never, ever, ever, ever do. I'm right about that, right? I know I am.
Right, that's what it sounds like. He was looking for a fight or looking to steal people's unprotected items like this commenter said. He ended up causing that fight and then used lethal force because he was mad. And now not only is this 17-year-old kid permanently scarred from having to watch his twin brother die while frantically trying to keep him alive, but Carmelo also emotionally scarred everyone close to Austin Metcalf.
My other son is just crushed. And I feel for him now, and he'll never be the same. None of us will. Grief, we all go through it, but the thing about grief is you don't get over it. You just learn to live with it.
So what do? You exact justice. That's what you do. You exact justice. And it used to be a lot more common. We don't live in a just society anymore. And, again, look, I understand that if I were to exact justice, I would spend the rest of my life in prison. And I would do it over and over and over again. Because it's not just about this one case. It's about a fucking message, too. It's a lot more than just you and like, oh, yeah, I don't want to spend my life in prison. Well, you're a fucking pussy. You're an absolute pussy. Now you let everybody in the fucking country know that they can just go around stabbing white kids with absolutely no repercussions. And on top of that, they get hundreds of thousands of dollars fucking popped into their PayPal. I don't get that. I don't get that. You know what kind of fucking incentive that is for people? You know what kind of fucking videos I saw after that shit about like, well, now any white kid tries to step to me, or if I just see one white kid playing in the park, I'm just going to stab him to death just in case I might get the payday. Because there's no way the dad ain't going to do anything about it. Because look, this fucking pussy right here. Do you know how much damage you caused? Do you? No. I bet you don't. I bet you're just a small-minded little cuck.
Yeah, I don't think you ever really get over your son dying or your brother dying or your best friend dying.
You do not. You do not. When I was 19, my brother died. My brother died in a car accident when I was 19-year-old. It still affects me daily. Now imagine watching your brother getting stabbed to death in front of you, watching the life drain from his eyes as you hold him in your arms. You're not going to be okay. Why doesn't the fucking other twin do something? You know? And this kid just runs off to his fucking now gated community and his fucking $160,000 Escalade. And now he's all like, oh, I'm in fear for my life, so I'm just going to sit here and play fucking Madden on my Xbox, my gigantic TV. Pretty sweet, right? You made it out pretty sweet. What are you going to do? Somebody's got to do something.
I've known plenty of people who've had those they were close to die, and they still aren't over it like a decade later or more. So understand why a lot of people are outraged that Carmelo's school still wants to allow him to graduate, despite the fact that even if he did get off with a self-defense charge, which he almost certainly won't, he still brought a weapon to school and started a fight, which is easy grounds for expulsion. Why should he get to graduate after breaking school rules?
Still gets to graduate. Still gets to graduate after not even passing all the tests and stuff like that, or like having the aptitude or anything like that you would, not being able to read properly. I would be impressed if this individual, I really had to think about that. This individual was able to read. Maybe a little bit. Maybe here and there. But his spelling is not up to snuff, though.
When Austin Metcalf will never get to graduate. And so because Carmelo is almost certainly guilty of murder, unless there's some info that we're unaware of.
Hillbilly says the twin should have... I don't know if I could say that, but I don't think the twin was allowed at graduation. Weirdly enough. I think Carmelo was allowed at graduation. I do not believe the other Metcalf twin was allowed at the graduation.
The racial grift.
Maybe he was. Maybe he was allowed to attend but chose not to. Right? Sitting, because he just happened to be sitting pretty close to the guy that stabbed your brother to death, and he's like in his fucking mortarboard and stuff, and he's got his robe and stuff like that, and he shakes the hand and gets the diploma, and he's all like, yay, I did it, and stuff. I bet you that they probably didn't outright ban him from graduation, but they're all like, we strongly suggest that you sit this out. But not the black one. Not the black one. No, sir. You march right up on stage. And then we're going to not be racist. We're not racist. We're not being racist. Okay. Maybe you should be racist. Maybe you should be racist. I fucking am so sick. I'm so fucking sick of the public education system. The entire federal education system. And I know the budget for the federal education system has been cut, which is good. I believe that's a good thing. But there's so much corruption that goes on. And these programs, these DEI programs, these homosexual kind of like, oh, we're going to trans your kid at school and we're going to give them hormones and not tell the parents because that's the right thing to do. That's the moral thing to do. I feel like they're masking morality, right? They're using morality as a facade to do very immoral things, right? Because that's what you do. That's how you confuse people. You stab somebody and then you cry out in pain. You do insanely immoral things and then blame the other side for being immoral. Right? It causes this cloud of confusion. This fog of war kind of thing. I feel like this is abundant in our society. So much to a point where it's like, it's driving people insane. They don't know what to think. And most people don't want to spend the brain cells to actually decipher what's going on. A lot of people just don't have the ability. They don't have the critical thinking skills. They don't have the intelligence, or they don't have the want to, which I understand the most. I understand you don't want to think of the society you live in is so broken to the core that it's basically a zombie nation that you're living in. I understand that. You want to have some hope for the future, and I do too. I want to have hope for the future. I want to have tons of hope for the future. I have kids. I want to raise, and they're white kids, right? They're blondes, I have 2 fucking blonde kids. Blonde boys. One has blue eyes. What am I going to fucking do? Right? Am I just going to fucking be like, well, good luck, son. I know this, everything's overrun by like fucking Indians and blacks and stuff like that. And everything's fucking rotten to the core and everything's on fucking fire. But, I didn't have to worry about it. I can't do that. I can't do that boomerism. I'm not afforded such a luxury. The boomers were. And it was such a subtle, over the decades kind of change and stuff like that. It's so funny because every parent wants to leave a better world for their children. Wow, you failed. I can't imagine anybody failing worse than you guys did. That is an epic failure. That is a bad, 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 bad failure. Because it's all fucked now. It's all fucked. People can barely survive. Barely. Meanwhile, millions and millions of immigrants come in and just fuck the place up. Right? That our ancestors built, right? And not just for the boomers, not just for the boomers to piss all over too, right? Well, this is ours, and only ours. That's what the boomers said. This belongs to us and only to us. That's all that matters. That's all that's ever matters. That is the thought process of a petulant child. And you get that from 60-year-olds, 60-year-old fucking people, adult human beings with million-dollar bank accounts. It's infuriating. It's infuriating. Oneas with the fucking dono, and he's got a thing.
Musk began to try to beat the charges. And the grift is quite ridiculous. I mean, Carmelo and his legal team are some of the dumbest criminals on the planet.
He says John right now. Okay, so this is me right now. And this is, okay, all right.
What the fuck is this bullshit that's coming down? I don't want no more bullshit around here. And we got problems, we stand together.
Yes. It is pretty accurate. I'm not going to lie.
You can read the full police report.
Sorry, sometimes I get on rants. I don't know if you've ever watched the show before, but they happen. I get to ranting and raving.
It says that an officer called Carmelo the alleged suspect, followed by Carmelo spontaneously saying, "I'm not alleged, I did it." Literally confessed to a murder right in front of the police. Even worse for Carmelo's defense, his family picked some black activist lawyer named Dominic Alexander, who I swear is just like...
Gay?
That race-grifting character from that episode of the Boondocks, where they tried to bully the school for $500,000 because a teacher said the N-word.
I have a message for the Woodcrest School District.
Bravo, good love. What's that two-bit hustler doing here?
You have assaulted this fine family's dignity, you have assassinated their pride, and you have hurt their feelings. Now, somebody gonna pay.
Don't listen to him, Granddad. He just wants to use us to give presents.
How good of a show was this? The Boondocks was a good show, right? It was, this is a long time ago. It's an old show, but it was a good show.
Or a stupid sitcom on BET.
The scary thing is that this episode of the Boondocks is almost 20 years old, and it still applies like it was written yesterday. So Carmelo's lawyer and his activist group hold this...
See, they're in the nice house. They rented a very nice house with all the money they got, and look, he got himself some fine clothing. Couldn't do anything about the hair, though. So, okay. All right. I get that.
Press conference to, I guess, give everyone a more positive outlook on the defendant. Let's take a look.
Y'all, I'm Minister Dominic Alexander. I serve as the president of the Next Generation Action Network.
Next Generation Action Network.
Today, I come before you with a heavy heart, but determined in spirit, not just as an advocate, but as a...
Next Generation Action Network is good, but you need to start it's too exclusive. Next intergenerational, new intergenerational action. Well, not network, society. New intergenerational action society. Niggas. Now, typically, people shouldn't go around stabbing each other, but that's just what niggas do. And if you want to be a nigga, is he doing that on purpose? Is he doing that on purpose?
Black people in America don't have to pull the race card. I ain't pulling.
Oh, but they're gonna. What are you so sad about? What, did your son die? Did your son die? Christian, another John right now. Am I getting too preachy? Oh my God. It's just, that's just my actual stream. So I'm not going to thank you though.
No race card. I live it. I'm reminded all the time that
I'm from the new intergenerational action society. We get it. You guys are everywhere.
I'm a black man in America.
I mean, if you don't want to be reminded of your race, then maybe you shouldn't open up your speech with, as a black man, as you use this press conference to promote.
Right. And maybe you shouldn't. I feel like the suit is very black man. Like the suit, there's other suits you can wear that don't scream, I'm a black Southern preacher, you know? There's other things you can speak eloquently with full sentences and enunciate. And there's like so many things you can do. But the first thing you should do is not talk about how black you are and talk about how being black in America is such a fucking problem for you, because that seems like what you centered your entire personality around. NGAN. Niggin. I'm just out here niggin. And you can't ban me for that because it's right there. It's niggin. Right? It's like when you're hanging out on the stoop or something like that. You're rapping with the boys, drinking a 40. You're just out here niggin. Next Generation Action Network.
Your race-based activist group.
This is not
naturally
just about Carmelo. It's about the family who dared to stand and demand justice in a return and receive ugliness that...
Christian says John won't even watch his own show. Yes, I won't. I won't do that. So what? So what? It's just... That's, no. Actually, no, that's not true. I have watched my own show. Ardenshire actually makes clips of the show, and they do make me laugh. Because I forget everything I say. I kind of leave my body. And I just at 10 p.m. I come back into it. And then sometimes I laugh at the things I say. And sometimes I'm like, damn, dude, that's crazy. But he's got good points. He's got good points.
Racism in this country still breeds. As the
Christian says, I like it, but okay. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
President of the Next Generation Action Network.
Niggin.
We will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people.
Our people. Look how you're speaking. Look how you're speaking. And you constantly say, I know what it's like living as a black person in America. Our people. Oppressor. You know, when you speak like that, you're very much excluding yourself from society at large. Do you understand that your entire vocabulary, your speech pattern, is kind of shaping your worldview as you use it? Do you understand what you're doing? So maybe you're not being so excluded and shit like that. Maybe you're doing this to yourself. Maybe you're not acclimating. Maybe you're not, trying to be a part of this culture, right? I'm just saying. It seems like you're trying to break away. Okay, and fine, do that. Fine. I have no issues with that at all. But don't then complain how you're being excluded if you're actively trying to break away from society. Because you can't have it both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You already probably have diabetes.
We are not scared. We are not moving.
Wait, did I just hear a smoke detector beep?
Did he? Was that? Hold on.
Ugliness that racism in this country still breeds. As the president of the Next Generation Action Network,
Niggin.
We will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. We are not scared. We are not moving.
I heard it. It was. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it. You listen.
Our people, we are not scared. We are not moving.
How hard is it to get a fucking ladder and a 9-volt and change your fucking smoke alarms? Why is that so ubiquitous? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know what to say about that at all. Can they hear that? That is blowing my fucking mind. That blows my fucking mind. That is amazing. That is chef's kiss. That is so good. I mean, that is a masterpiece. It just oh my God. I don't know what to say about that. You're doing a press conference and you still don't change the goddamn smoke alarm battery?
Wait, did I just hear a smoke detector beep?
We are not moving.
Emily Harry says it really is amazing. They must not be able to, they can't hear it. They can't hear it. They can't hear the chirping. You don't hear the ceiling bird? You know the thing? You see the light? It's going off right now. We have cameras and microphones. I bet if you played the tape back, they'd be like, I don't hear anything. Okay, and it would still be going off. Chirp. Oh, what the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Can't you hire somebody with like white ears to come in and just do a sweep and just make sure there's no smoke alarms that need battery changing? Can't you be like, okay, this needs to be changed in 6 months. We better do it because we know we can't hear this frequency. Do black people have a lot of house fires? I imagine they do. I bet black people have a lot of house fires. I mean, they're smoking crack in them all the time.
Anyway, I love how the family of...
That shit is amazing. That blows my mind. You're doing a press conference on... this is getting national coverage. This is a murder trial. You are the lawyer for a murder trial. And the smoke alarm is going off. The smoke alarm battery is going off. Do you not take yourself seriously? Do you have no... You must not be able to hear it. You must not be able to hear that. You must not be able to hear that. That's the only thing I can forget. Because if you can hear that, the laziness that is required for you to ignore that for, I imagine, would be months and months and months. It's literally astonishing to me. How hard is it to get a fucking ladder and a 9-volt? 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
The killer's immediate legal strategy is to poison the culture into a race war in the hopes of getting special treatment from the legal system.
Hillbilly says, I would be like a jumpy dog if I was that unaware of my surroundings. I don't get it. How do you live like that? How do you live with that thing constantly going off? Mine goes off for, like, if I'll come home and it's going off, I'm like, oh, fuck that. And I get the ladder immediately. If I don't have a 9-volt, I'll go to the Home Depot and I'll get a 9-volt. It's not difficult. You can go to any drugstore, by the way. 9-volts aren't exclusive to Home Depot. If any black people are watching this, which I kind of doubt, because they can't hear me over the fucking chirps, you can get a 9-volt anywhere. You can order on Amazon. They're not expensive. Like, how much do you spend on those junk foods at the store? Thousands of dollars a month. You can't toss a 9-volt into your cart. Just toss. There you go. Need that for the thing that chirps. Imagine that. You're going shopping at the grocery store with your EBT mom. and getting thousands of dollars of like boxed garbage food, because that's how they get so fat. They don't cook anything. Everything is in boxes or bags or something like that. And you're like the one responsible kid that's probably going to go to college, and then you toss a 9-volt in the cart, and your mom's like, what the hell did? And then it's like, Mom, it's a 9-volt. The smoke alarm's been going off for months. What is that? What kind of smoke alarm? I'm doing a terrible impression. We don't need that now, right? And then she throws in like her tasty cakes or whatever. Throws the 9-volt back, and then the tasty cakes are in there. That has to be how it is. That has to be how it is. I mean, that's a bad look. It is worse than your terrible Southern preacher suit. Like, look at this suit. Look at this. I mean, it's the red. There's actually a name for this kind of suit, but it looks bad on you. And this right here, this is all a mess. And what are you, 13? Why do you have a 17-year-old son? Did you get pregnant when you were like 9? Yeah.
Anyway, I love how the family of the killer's immediate legal strategy...
Strawberry say, my ABT card don't pay for that. And it cuts into the tacky budget. Are tackies good? I've literally never touched one. I've seen them. Are tackies good? No idea.
...is to poison the culture into a race war in the hopes of getting special treatment from the legal system. Real generous of you to not only harm the Metcalfs with this event, but also...
I feel like if there was ever like a resistance and the whites were to launch a raid on the black, the blacks, the signal would be something they would never hear. It'd be a smoke alarm chirp. And that's how we would know to go, right? It could get confusing because you hear them all over the city.
The entirety of America.
It needs work. It needs work.
You guys are real assholes. This is despite the fact that Austin's father, Jeff Metcalf, who was actually a victim, who was actually wronged, and has been swatted multiple times over this event, went on the news.
He's getting swatted? He's getting swatted over this shit? How do the police don't know? How do the police not know that, hey, that guy, the guy that lives at this address, we probably shouldn't send the SWAT team there because there is literally a national news story going on. Do you have no idea what's going on ever? Like you swat a guy like a fucking three times. 3 fucking times. Okay, the first one I might forgive. Maybe they'd be like, okay, he's gone crazy now. We have to go check this out. 3 times? 3 times? We're all like, yep, this ain't fake now. Let's go. Where'd it come from? Oh, it's another VoIP. Oh, okay, well, it must be real. Let's go. Fucking idiots. Goddamn fucking idiots, dude. Like, seriously? Seriously? Fucking idiots.
Earlier before this press conference saying that he didn't want to escalate this by making it about race.
Big B Trucker says they taste of chemicals, especially the blue ones. They taste like blue. They taste like blue. Not blueberry. Not like grape or just blue. Just blue. Okay, blue. They taste blue. It's blue. It's the pen.
This is not a race issue. This is not a black and white issue.
It wasn't. It is now. It is now. Maybe at the beginning it wasn't when he was like, hey, bro, can you move? This is kind of like a private tent. And he was like, I'm going to stab your cracker ass. Stab, stab, stab. Wipe, run. Then after that, it became a race issue.
I don't want someone stepping up on a soapbox trying to politicize this. I've already forgiven the person who stabbed him.
Oh, excuse me. I'll get rid of my soapbox. I need a soapbox. I need a fucking soapbox. I need to find like an old-timey soapbox. Because I feel like I do that a lot. I feel like I go on rants. I do. I go on rants a lot, right? But I feel like I need a soapbox. I'll be like, oh shit, this thing's here. And I got to get rid of this stuff because I do. I go a little out of control on my rants. I don't even realize it at the time because I'm very passionate, very emphatic with my hand movements and stuff. But sometimes they get a little out of control. They kind of go off the rails. So I need a soapbox. Can somebody send me a soapbox? If you have one lying around from the 50s, which I'm sure a lot of you do. Send it to me.
God's going to take care of everything. And if we all don't come together, black, white, yellow, brown, I don't care.
Shut the fuck up. The yellows and browns had nothing to do with it. All right? The yellows and browns are like, no, sir. No, sir. Do not involve me. Don't involve us. We had nothing to do with this. All right? And the yellows and browns aren't exactly fans of the blacks either. Right? Go to Central America. The Chinese fucking hate the blacks. They hate the blacks. And the blacks hate the fucking Chinese. Because the Chinese own all the stores. It's like a two-tier society down there. If you go to Belize, if you go to anywhere in Central America, there's Chinese nationals that have flooded in. And they own all the stores, like all the buildings and stuff like that. And they rent them out to the blacks. And they don't get along. They fucking hate each other. But the Chinese control everything, and the black people are basically a slave class back down there. It's just how it is. This isn't American racism. This is Central America, all right? So don't be like, oh, that's just racist Americans. Well, they're Central Americans. And they're Chinese fucking people. It's not even Americans at all. They're not. They're Chinese people from China. Not Chinatown. China. They speak Chinese. They speak Chinese to each other. Chinese people don't like non-Chinese people. And that is completely, perfectly acceptable. I do not fault them for not liking not Chinese people. Black people do not like not black people. And I don't fault them at all for that. I don't. I think having an in-group preference is actually a very powerful, positive thing. It's just if it could be fine for a certain group and not be called white supremacist all the time. Would that be okay? Everyone else gets to do it. Literally all the time. Every day. You know?
Care. It's all about human beings.
Wow, I don't know how many visits to a church it takes to get that kind of peaceful mentality, but if it was my kid, I wouldn't have been so nice. Actually,
Big B says, shit, soapboxes on eBay are $30 and above. That ain't bad. I'll fucking buy one.
Jeff Metcalf happened to show up to the Carmelo press conference to, I guess, break bread and pray with him in the hopes of making peace and showing unity. But of course, Carmelo's team's legal strategy is to increase division, so they didn't want Jeff Metcalf.
Naturally, because that's why the guy's constantly talking about how he's ousted by society, how black people are some sort of modern day pariahs. And then he goes on to speak about how, being separatist. He's being actively separatist and saying he's being actively excluded. You see the fucking problem. This guy goes to break bread and make peace, and he's all like, no, get out of here, white cracker. And then after that, he's all like, why do the white crackers hate us so much? See, you're trying to do, you're lying. You're lying, or you're convincing yourself. I don't know which is which. I would say you're probably more likely convincing yourself because what you're saying is not true, but you want it to be true so badly because that would explain why your community and your people are kind of the bottom of the barrel. I mean, it's bad in black communities. No one wants to live near you. You know, everybody's poor. They go wild and burn shit down all the time. They stab and kill each other. I mean, like, they talk about, you know, white cops killing black people all the time. But, like, black people kill black people way more. And I know that's not a secret to anybody. But it's way more. Like, way, way more. So you have to, like, invent this straw man in your head that, oh, this is somehow the whites' fault. And then I don't know, there's some weird mental gymnastics that go on where, like, A equals C, but that refers to B, and then and here we are. We're being oppressed. It's not our fault. We're just being oppressed. It's not our fault. We're actually Wakandalites, and we was kings and stuff like that. And we're all genius inventors and stuff, but they're just keeping us down. Really? Because it's the exact opposite of that. It is the exact opposite. Fucking black people get propped up for useless things. Things they call inventions, like peanut butter. Peanut butter is not an invention. I put peanuts in my mouth. I don't say I invented peanut butter after I chewed it up. It just happened. I could spit that back into the jar and be like, I'm a scientist. No, because I'm not fucking retarded. You know, it's just crushed peanuts, for God fucking sake. It's just crushed peanuts. There's nothing. And Grok will say, oh, black people have contributed a lot to all this science. It's nonsense. It is all nonsense. I saw this post yesterday about this little girl who made this wonderful air sterilizing machine, and she got like $18 million from the government because it was such a brilliant idea. It was a fucking box fan with an air filter in front of it. You know the air filters you have in your house everywhere, in every ventilation system that's ever been used ever? She put that in front of a fan. Yeah. And Grok was saying how it was genius. And no one's ever thought about that. Dyson has 1 million fans that filter air. I have an air filter in my fucking house. It's not new. At all. At all. I'm just saying. It's like... And if like a little white girl, because it was a little black girl that made it, and if a little white girl did it, they'd fucking smack her and be like, this is stupid. Do you not see all the air filters we have around? This is the exact same thing. Don't be so fucking stupid. And she just starts crying. Good. I want them to treat the black ones the same way. That's the kind of equality I want. If you do something stupid, I want you to be either punished or at least be told that that's a fucking stupid idea. And you're stupid for having that. And thinking that, oh, there's not air filters everywhere? Get the fuck out of here.
Half there, and Carmelo's lawyer handles his presence at the conference in the worst possible way.
John, you're just an oppressor. You wouldn't understand. Yes, I am an oppressor. I'm going to start being an oppressor because I feel like I'm smarter than most people. And most people hurt themselves with being so fucking stupid. And so to keep people from hurting themselves from being so stupid, I have to stop them. And if that is an oppression, so be it. You know, so be it. Okay, fine. I'm a Nazi oppressor, fascist dictator. Yes, I am. And I know what's best for people. And I know for a fact people do not know what's best for themselves. You know how I know? Look around at fucking society, bro. Look around. Dude, if I run for office, if I ever run for office, which is pretty doubtful after all the shit I've said on the internet. I'm going to rule with an iron fucking fist. I don't give a shit what you call me. I'm going to be like, this is stupid. We're getting rid of that. All right? This is retarded. It's gone. I'm sick of this shit. Okay? I bet you I'd get this fucking place running real good. I bet you I could. Not that I have any interest in doing so, but if it were to come down to it, I would accept. I'd be like, fine, I'll do it. But I know you're going to complain. I don't care. All right? There's going to be some pretty dark shit going on around here. And I wouldn't have to do it if you didn't let it get to this point. But now we're here. Okay? So it's not going to be pretty for a few years. I'm just letting you know. A lot of people are going to cry. There's going to be people in cages. All right? I'll probably water them. I'll give them water. Most likely food too. Depending on what I got going on. I got a lot of things going on. If my alarm doesn't go off, they might miss a meal. A lot of them can, honestly. They can miss a dozen meals and be fine.
We seen at the beginning of this.
Big B says, towards your next air filter. Great. How about towards my political campaign?
Conference. The father being at this press conference is a disrespect to the dignity of his son.
He's right. He's right about that. That is, him being at this press conference is a disrespect to the dignity of his murdered son. And his lack of outrage is also a disrespect to the dignity of his murdered son. He is absolutely, this black preacher is right about that. I'll give him that.
Next Generation Action Network.
Right. Don't forget to plug the name of
Niggin.
Of your organization.
I'm not saying the N word. I'm saying Niggin, which is the Next Generation Action Network, which is, I'm trying to, plug his shit, okay? He's just out here nigging.
20 more times while the cameras are rolling.
That is terrible, bro. You might want to rethink that. You never want to rethink that. And you keep plugging it over and over. Like, us next generation actioners, because you don't say network. Or is it networkers? I don't know, dude. That's a bad one. You got to change that, bro. But I'm going to say it every time you say it.
Beginning has respected the loss of life. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful. Who is not invited, he knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family. But he did it.
The family of murderers? Yeah, because don't act like you're the fucking victims here. I know you love fucking playing the victim. You're not a victim here. Your son murdered in cold blood an innocent, unarmed person for no reason. For no reason besides just to chimp out and just be like, oh, 400 years. Stab, 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 stab. Where's my fucking soapbox? Because it fucking makes me mad. It makes me fucking angry. Where's my fucking soapbox?
We were asking him repeatedly to leave. And literally, he wouldn't even talk. He wouldn't even say anything. He felt like he could just stand there. It was.
But he did leave, right? I have a question. When you asked him to leave, did he stab anyone to death? I'm just asking. Did he stab anybody to death? When you asked him to politely leave the place that he was not supposed to be in, did he stab anybody in cold blood to death? Anyone. Anyone at all. Or did he fucking just leave? You know? Is that a crazy question? It might be a crazy question. I'm just a nutcase on the internet.
Very upsetting to me.
Now, what I find curious about this here is how the victim's father was asked to leave the area, and he was able to do that without killing anyone.
Oh, there you go.
The irony here is just great. But anyway, this press conference is full of Carmelo's family playing the victim, trying to increase racial tension, and telling a number of lies. Here's a lie that I found to be the most ridiculous while they were talking about Carmelo's right to a trial.
He should be afforded the same rights that Kyle Rittenhouse had. Nobody in the public media has one video camera, but we got the video of Kyle Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people.
Also, Kyle Rittenhouse had a gun pointed at him first. And yeah, these videos, I mean, whatever. So, look, I'm not faulting the guy for holding a gun and getting a picture and throwing gang signs. And, well, the gang sign, like, that's not the best thing. That's not the greatest optic. It's not the greatest optic, but I'm not faulting you for that. You have your finger on the trigger, you fucking dumb fuck. Are you serious? You don't know trigger discipline? He doesn't know any discipline. This is why you used to get whipped. This is why you used to get lashings and stuff, right? Because you don't... Okay. Okay. Wow. That is I mean... Look, the media is going to try to portray him as this, like, innocent, bright kid that's, like, got a future ahead of him. And then something like this hits the internet, and it's just like, oh, man. And we all knew. Come on. He's not an engineer. He's not a doctor. You know, it's not... Come on. It's bullshit. It's all lies. Do people really, really believe that shit? I know people do. I know people do. Because people are fucking retarded. Fucking retarded everywhere.
People in the back. We got that. And he raised more than $2 million publicly, and nobody says anything.
I mean, I agree that Carmelo deserves his day in court and deserves to argue in his defense, but that statement about Kyle Rittenhouse
But
was
then after that, he's going to be strung up in a tree. Oh, he doesn't deserve that. No, he gets to walk free and fucking enjoy the free Nikes on the people, right, for the rest of his life. God, if that happens. I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, we've been absolutely cocked as a society, right? No, we don't have these fucking mob justice things anymore. And it's like, no wonder they feel like they can just walk all the fuck over us. By the way, this LeBron James, he's got a middle school, and not one person at the middle school is able to pass the math portion that a 7th grader should be able to pass. Not even like the 8th grade. No one there is able to pass math. No one. The entire school. No one. None.
factually inaccurate.
None of
They
them.
should have fired that lawyer right on the spot for saying it. Not only did he say the wrong gun, but Kyle shot 3 people in the back. Bro, there is literally evidence of the first guy threatening to kill Kyle with a weapon before he was shot. You also have video of Kyle being chased and violently assaulted by a mob. And you have Gage Grosskreutz testifying in court that he had a loaded firearm aimed at Kyle before he was
You have a gun and you're running away from people. You did everything you could. You're holding a gun. You're running away from people that are actively trying to kill you. I feel you're completely in your right to maybe not kill everybody there, but everybody that's chasing you. Be like, don't chase me. I have a gun. Boom. Does anybody else want to chase me? I have a gun. Oh, you? Boom. How about anybody else? Is there a... Boom. Right? And then just boom until I'm out of ammo, right? Because how fucking... after the 5th or 6th person, they got to get it. It has to get through their head. They're all like, okay. Yeah, he's shooting us. He's shooting us. Does anybody want to go next? Are you guys fucking stormtroopers? Like, don't chase somebody with a gun. No, don't. I mean, if somebody has a gun, don't pose an active threat to them because they have a gun. Like, you know they have a gun. You know they have a gun. There's a loaded gun. You're posing an active threat to their life. And they have a gun. What do you think's going to happen? I didn't know he was going to shoot us. You pointed a gun at him. Really? I mean, he got acquitted. And now he's out there living his best life. So he met Royce and Mersh at SHOT Show, which is pretty cool. And Marie. Marie was there. That's cool. Mersh asked him to hold up his skateboard like he was going to hit him. And Kyle was like, no!
Shot.
Mr. Grosskreutz, I'm going to show you what has been marked as Exhibit 67. That's a photo of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's Mr. Rittenhouse?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you'd agree your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty good evidence. That's a gun. It's pointed at his head. He has another gun. And he's on the ground, dude. I'm just like, it seems like you're in a bad position. You know, he's got a much bigger gun, too. Like, you're outgunned. I'm just saying.
When you were standing 3 to 5 feet from him with your arms up in the air, he never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
Well, there you go. There you go. He didn't shoot until you pointed a gun at him, so it's just like, okay.
After I heard Carmelo's lawyer say that stuff about Kyle, I just started laughing. You can't get something that factually wrong and call yourself a lawyer.
Onia says LeBron is a scumbag. I don't know that, but I wouldn't doubt that at all. I believe that 100%.
You'll get destroyed in a courtroom. But good news for everyone who wants justice for Austin Metcalf. Though I guess all this makes sense when you consider that this lawyer has been arrested multiple times. One of them...
For real, dog? For fucking real? For fucking real? Hey, yo. I got this lawyer. Here's his picture. Wait, that's a mugshot. Here's his picture. Well, it's a mugshot, too. Here's his... My God, they're all mugshots. God, there's like 16 of them. Anyways, we're hiring him. Okay, well, is that a good idea? He's clearly a criminal. No, it's all right. It's all right. He's got this entire thing called nigging, and he likes nigging out and stuff like that. Is that right? Yeah, New Generation Action Network. Yeah, I can't see it going wrong. The family is clearly retarded. The family is the family is clearly of like a sub-chimpanzee IQ. Because you don't hire a lawyer with this many mugshots. Even one is too many, all right? I know that. I know that. I know if I were to hire a lawyer, I'd be like, you know what? Let's see if he has any mugshots. If he's got one, it's too many. It's way too many. You know, it's way too many. And then the niggin thing is just hilarious.
Being for violently abusing in hospital.
The niggin thing kills me. It fucking kills me. You're retarded, dude. We just want to be here nigging out. And, you know, it's just... it's just... How did you not think of that? Did you think of that? No, you didn't think of that.
Brutalizing a 2-year-old, so Carmelo's family literally picked the worst possible man to argue in his defense.
My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. He's been raised in a 2-parent home, which...
Yeah, but that second parent is your boyfriend, and he's like the 5th boyfriend you've had since he was born. That ain't his dad. You know? That's not a 2-parent home. That is a 1-parent home. And the mom's a whore. You know. You can't just... Yeah, your current boyfriend is the other parent. That is a very loose definition of a 2-parent home. Okay? I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out there. I'm laying that out.
Structure, stability.
Anybody catch that? Stability. Stability. Excuse me, can we have the head of Niggin, our felon lawyer, please explain the term stability to us? Chirp. Stability. And the fucking smoke alarm goes off. Dude. God. I hope Netflix remakes this and this family is white. Right? And they keep the felon lawyer and they keep the fucking chirping smoke alarm and all that, just everything else. Right? I think Netflix might be cool with that. They're like, fine, but we got to make them white.
Love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
If he's really from a...
God! They say God weird, too. God! 2 parents. It's like the 5th boyfriend. Stability. Chirp. Add them all together. That's a perfect score.
A 2-parent home with stability? Why do you have different last names? Something's being left out here. Also, why do you look like you're under 30 with a 17-year-old? How old were you when you had him?
Like
Lots
9.
of questions here. Anyway, again, more and more people are getting really tired of everything being called racist, especially when that's being used to cover up a crime. And because of that, a situation that
Arden Sheriff says, you got it wrong, John. This situation is being used politically. The family likely signed contracts in lieu of lawyer fees. Oh, I believe that. Oh, I believe that 100%. Yeah, no, I don't think they're paying for that lawyer. But still, you can get a pro bono lawyer that's much better than that guy, than that felon, right? There would be so many lawyers that would take that case pro bono just to fucking have their name on a national fucking scandal like that. Are you kidding me? Yeah. And they're like, no, let's get this fucking felon, the head of Niggin. I've heard good things. He's really stable.
happened on the week of April 28th, 2025, involving a white woman named Shiloh Hendricks, became a huge event because she was recorded in a park saying some offensive words. Now understand
Hillbilly says, and we're expected to take these people seriously. Seriously. You're saying it wrong. Can I ask you a question? What do you think of God? It's just fucking retarded. Like, seriously low IQ. Like, really, really, really low IQ.
In order to make this next video YouTube friendly, I had to censor some stuff. So know that anytime that the audio is cut,
a public defender would have been better. But, a public defender would have been better. A public defender would have been a million times better. Are you kidding me? That would have been way better than, like, we got this one guy who's like, he's in and out of jail and stuff like that. Can you imagine him fucking litigating the fucking case over the phone, and he's in a fucking jumpsuit. He's like, yeah, I'm doing a nickel and then. Anyways, my client has been wrongly adjudicated in this here case. All right. Now, it would be, oh my God, this needs to be a movie. But like, Tyler Perry needs to direct. I hope he's attached to direct, right? And then, I don't know, he can dress like a woman and be the judge, I guess. Because you know Tyler Perry. Gay. He's gay. Tyler Perry is gay.
The N-word is being said.
You call him a child?
I'd be like, yeah. You mean the black one? Yeah. Yeah? Who? What are you doing here, sand monkey?
Did you call the child the word? It is my own business. You call him?
Not your business. Not your business at all.
Okay.
This is why I carry a fucking gun, by the way.
Okay, why don't you have the balls to say it right now again?
Fuck you,
huh?
Oh! That is pretty fucking cool. Honestly, that's fucking cool. That's fucking cool. I mean, like, this is the first time I've actually seen this video. I've heard about the entire thing. But, like, this is the first time me actually seeing that video. That was fucking cool. That was cool. I think I actually gave her money, too. I think I threw her $20. And I said, I don't know. I mentioned the Sulk stream or something. But, yeah. But that was pretty fucking cool.
I love how the guy's big issue was that the N-word was said in front of children.
Oh, but, like, you stab somebody to death, and that's, well, we have to be real careful about, racial equality.
As he immediately proceeds to not only say the N-word a number of times, but also encourages the woman to repeat the word.
All right, that's what you say.
Again, I'm on YouTube right now. But if I was just being recorded in a park and somebody, I don't see why I wouldn't say it. I don't see
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid.
So a little black kid was doing some stealing, as they do, and she called him the N-word slur. Oh goodness! And now this guy's angry about that. Not angry at the kid for like stealing shit. This has gone too far. It's gone way too far. I hate how it's become a thing where like, oh, now this is a race war, but it's through donos. It's a donation race war. I mean, it's just a start. That's fair, but like, when is this bitch gonna get cooking? When are we gonna go full helter skelter and really? Now I'm really sounding like a cult leader.
You call him the little child?
Did I ever hear that song? What? Helter Skelter? Yeah.
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child 5-year-old and the N-word.
Do you guys understand that reference, Helter Skelter? I'll explain it to you if you don't. Helter Skelter was Charlie Manson wanted to initiate a race war in the country, and he wanted to do this with his cult, and he wanted his cult to murder Sharon Tate and then blame it on black people to initiate a race war. And he said he got the idea, he was schizophrenic, right? From the Beatles song Helter Skelter, right? He thought that song was speaking to him about initiating a race war in the United States. I'm sure he was fucking crazy. And, I bet there's a lot I didn't hear about it. Because, you hear things from the media and stuff like that. And there's some there's some glaring omissions, right? So I don't know how much of that I actually got wrong. And I'm like, Charlie Manson is not, I don't know a ton about him. I really know very little about him. And that's probably on purpose. They do keep him pretty under wraps. Maybe he was a CIA front. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt that. Because how do you like hypnotize people that badly? That's impressive, right? After the women that did the murder were arrested, they were singing like gleefully about. So, I mean, he really did a number on those bitches. Was it him or was it some sort of Project Mockingbird type of thing or, MK Ultra? Couldn't tell you.
That's what you're gonna call him.
So he was a psyop? It seems likely. Yeah. It seems very likely that he was some sort of psyop, especially because they do kind of keep him under wraps. I think he's still alive. He might not be alive anymore. I don't know. I don't know everything's it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible that he is a psyop. And it's definitely possible that Jonestown was a psyop too. But like, we only have the information that we have. We can only, we can assume things and we can like point at things, but we don't have the information, right? And we never will. So, I mean, like, if it seems like a psyop, it's honestly pretty safe to assume it is, but that's not saying everything is a psyop. There was another cult called Amshin Rikyo, where this blind guy convinced a bunch of people to sarin gas his Tokyo subway. Was that a psyop too? I don't think so, but it could be. It could be. I have no idea, dude. Not everything is a psyop. However, that doesn't mean nothing's a psyop.
That's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
That's a hate speech. This isn't England, you queer. You can say things like that. You can say things like that all day, all you want. Hate speech is not a crime in the United States. It is in Australia. It is in the UK. It is in Canada. But those places fucking suck. So, and there's a reason why, right? At least America's the last holdout, and we can at least say things. And then if people don't like what we say, well, guess what? We have guns too. That's another. The first, second, and the Second Amendment, those are the ones we need. Those are really, the rest of them don't really matter. The first two are the ones we really need. That's why they made them the first two.
Yes, you can definitely be recorded if you say something.
Forrest Mummy says, if it's not a psyop, the narrative after it is. I would believe that a lot. I would believe that even more. Like, it might not have been a psyop from the beginning, but then after that, they're definitely tweaking the story somewhat. To what degree, I have no idea. I'm not sure at all. Anyways, thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. What are we listening to now? Anyways, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the cult. This is a weird video. This just came up. Yeah, that was a ride. I hope I get my soapbox soon. I would appreciate that. I hope you guys have a good night. I hope you guys do all those things that make you good cult members. Stay strong and make me proud every day. You know you do. Thank you so much for being here. If you would not mind so much, you can hit the like button on your way out. I would appreciate that. If you want to donate to me in any way you can, I have a Ko-Fi, I have a PayPal. You can do it through Rumble. You can do it through YouTube, maybe. I don't know. You can figure it out. You can buy a shirt. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'm so happy you're part of the cult. I'm so happy you're part of my life, and I'm so happy you're here. I'll be back tomorrow night, and, same Sulk time, same Sulk place, so, join me. Join me then, too, and tell people about me. Until then, have a good night. Drink a little water. Get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves, because I care about you, too. I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Good night. I love you.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies. Talking about Bigfoot, Loch Ness Monster too. Government lies, they're feeding me their goo. I'm diving deep into this rabbit hole, uncovering the truth, setting fire to their control. I got small nipples, but my voice is loud, going like thunder in this crazy crowd. They say I'm crazy, but I call it woke, unraveling the madness with every word I spoke.